So the situation in Bangladesh is deteriorating by the day. What is causing that? Why is the Mohammad Yunus-led interim government not able to control it? To talk about that, I'm joined by Pinakranjan Chakrabarti. He's the former Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh. Ambassador Chakrabarti, thank you for being on the show. Two savage, horrific lynchings in 1 week. What is happening in Bangladesh? Is the Mohammad Yunus government incompetent of handling the situation, or is it they are in cahoots with the mobs on the street?
Probably both, but let's not. Let's go back a bit, and I wanted to say that this is nothing new. This has happened before in Bangladesh. It's been happening since 1947, and I think, and it keeps spiking depending on the situation there. You know, whenever there is political violence and instability in Bangladesh, the Hindus are attacked because there are people on the streets and those who are coveting their properties, etc., and those who believe in the Islamic ideology that Bangladesh must become fully Islamic, and hence either the Hindus should convert or they must be driven out.
So are you, Ambassador, are you saying there is no spike recently? You saying this periodically happens since the creation of Bangladesh? Or even in
Yes,
East part, Pakistan, after 47. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, when I said that, it's like your ECG on your heartbeat, you know, and when it goes and it spikes and then it goes down and spikes again. Yes, there has been a spike ever since the Yunus government came into power, because it happened because there was turmoil, there was agitation, etc. And one must not forget that the main spearhead of the agitation was by the Jamaat-e-Islami. Now, the Jamaat-e-Islami has always been a pro-Pakistani, anti-Hindu kind of organization, because they have an ideological, affliction in terms of saying that we want an Islamic government, we want a Sharia law, etc., etc. Of course, they will justify by saying that the Hindus will be protected and things like that. But we all know what it means, that you will be protected if you are, for example, you are, you accept your second-class citizenship. What has happened in Pakistan, for example? And I think, I don't know how many Hindus are left, but I suppose it's less than 1%. In Bangladesh, it's about 8% now. And there is a very famous professor in Dhaka University, Professor Abul Barakat, who, by the way, now is in jail because of his views and because he was a liberal, secular person. He is, I suppose, still is. And he had said that at this rate, in the next 30 years, there will be no Hindu left in Bangladesh. This is what he had said some years ago and wrote a book about. That how the Hindus have been dispossessed of their properties, and how the jihadis and others who use the opportunity to dispossess, take over properties. So one of the reasons is that if you drive away the Hindus from Bangladesh, then you can take over their properties and enjoy that. So that is one of the reasons why it has happened over the years.
Okay. And is it just Hindu specific, this minority, anti-minority sentiment, or is it against, other minorities, say the Buddhists, the Christians, or those, the fundamentalists don't consider Muslims like the Ahmadiyas, etc.?
Well, in a general sense, yes. It's against the Ahmadiyas, the Sunnis as well. As you know, during the agitation, they went around breaking, the mazars, etc., of peers. The peer pratha, as we say, is a very Shia thing, that kind of thing. So for the Sunnis, the Shias are also, equally, in
apostates,
terms of apostates or whatever. And then you have the tribal population, then you have Christians. But I think because the Hindus form a large majority in the sense of among the minorities, they become the primary target. This is also, I'm afraid, the overhang and legacy of the partition, the communal situation, and the communal riots that we seen at that time, and that mindset continues. And I don't see that has disappeared. It sort of settles down when a government which is like more secular or liberal in character. Partly, I mean, there nobody is secular really, and liberal, so which sort of tries to take everybody, all the population and different denominations along with them. It calms down a bit sometimes, but on a daily basis, as Professor Abul Barakat has recorded with statistics, is that there is a trickle of migration every day without fail. So I think that is a very important fact.
Trickle of migration as the Hindus are migrating into India.
They are fleeing. They are migrating in the sense that they have been forced to migrate because of
they don't feel safe.
They don't feel safe. They are attacked and they're threatened or whatever. All those harassment.
But it's not just the Hindus. I mean, it's the liberals, it's the seculars, it's media houses. Anybody who opposes a fundamentalist tunnel view that seems to be ruling the street these days.
Yeah, at the moment, yes, because they have taken over the streets. So anybody, and they're not democratic, they don't tolerate any other view. So anybody who says anything else has to be eliminated or destroyed. That's the kind of view they have on the streets. So that is why you are seeing this kind of destruction of the media, everything. And because they have a worldview which says that this is it. This is the ideology and everybody has to say yes and follow it.
Okay.
There is no other contrarian view. They don't have the capacity to accept that contrarian view because that is the mindset, that is the ideology.
Okay. Apart from the protest by the Hindu groups in Dhaka today, there was another protest which happened in Dhaka today by the supporters of Osman bin Hadi, criticizing the Yunus government, saying it's been so many days. The killers of Hadi have not been arrested yet. Now, given that Hadi's funeral and his killing sparked such outrage, Hadi himself was a fundamentalist. Hadi was very anti-Indian and he had a certain, fundamentalist view. So what is the Yunus government doing? Is it not in control if it can't arrest, or if the Bangladesh police can't arrest Hadi's killers? So forget about if they may not be interested in arresting or bringing to justice, say, Deepu Chandra Das's killers, or now Amrit Mondal's killers, or the 2,900 incidents which the MEA pointed out today have happened under Yunus's watch. But Hadi's killers, they could have made some movement on that.
There are several issues here. First of all, the police has been emasculated to such an extent that their ability to police or to maintain law and order has become very weak. And hence, Hadi's killer, whoever it is, they have not been able to find. But the fact is that Hadi had developed a sort of a demagogue. He was a demagogue. And then he had developed a certain kind of a ideological thing. And now there are reports that the guy who's alleged to have killed Hadi, he was actually helped by the Jamaat. So people are now speculating that whether this is a Jamaat organized kind of a conspiracy, so that there is a widespread, public outrage and violence, and the elections can be postponed. No, could be, and Professor Yunus may be.
Why would Jamaat want to postpone the elections? Because do they sense they're not coming into power?
Look, Jamaat has never won more than 10 to 12% of the votes.
But now it's different. Now the atmosphere is different.
Now you're right. It's different. And they expect a little more in terms of votes. But they are still not confident that they will be able to get a majority. So Jamaat needs more time, and this has been alleged to be one method. They want the elections to be postponed so that they can consolidate further. They have already taken over a lot of institutions. The Dhaka University, for example, in the elections, they have won all the seats except one, all the positions. This has never happened before. Dhaka University was a bastion of liberal thinking.
Okay. Okay.
But today it's under the control of the Jamaat.
All right.
So I think they need more time to
Two.
control things.
Okay.
Hence, elections, if they are postponed, it will benefit.
It helps them. Okay, very quickly, because my producer tells me I'm totally out of time. Ambassador Tariq Rehman is back in the country. What kind of currency does he have? Where do you see the BNP if the elections are held on February 12th? Where is, what could the BNP garner? Are they in a position to form a government on their own?
That's $1 million question. But I think the BNP, with Awami League out of the fray, having been banned, will probably mop up more votes this time. Because, many of the Awami Leaguers, of course, it depends on what Sheikh Hasina, what kind of instructions she sends out. But if you want to keep the Jamaat out of power, then I think many people will feel that, okay, let's vote for the BNP.
Okay.
Because we know them, they have been in government. And they also feel that the BNP may be a reformed party, having suffered the consequences of what they did earlier. So I think that those are some of the factors that might be.
And of course, they are a lesser devil than the Jamaat. So, I mean, more moderate than the Jamaat. So that probably augurs well for at least the larger society of Bangladesh, which broadly still has some leanings towards a secular, inclusive society, which is good for Bangladesh in the first place, but for the region at large. Ambassador Pinak Chakrabarti, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for being on the show and sharing your insights with us. Thank you.